Good morning, students. Now we are going to study the next part of the chemical thermodynamics, that is chemical thermodynamics part 2 for a first year BSc program, Mumbai University. Now we are going to study the types of processes. Which types of processes in the thermodynamic study are involved? First one is the isothermal process. Isothermal process. That means a process is said to be isothermal if temperature of the system remains constant during each stage of the process. During each stage of the process, when the temperature remains constant, that means T is constant, that means change in temperature is always equal to 0. Then and then only we can say that the process is isothermal. For example, you can say that the melting of ice at 0 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure, that means temperature is always equal to 0 degrees Celsius. That means the process is isothermal. Second one is the adiabatic process. For the adiabatic process, we have to consider there is no heat enters or leaves from the system during any step of the process. That means there is no exchange of heat and energy during the process. Then and then only we can say that the process is adiabatic process, and Q, that is the heat absorbed or evolved during the system, is always constant, and change in energy, change in heat is always equal to 0 degrees Celsius. Heat is remains constant, dq is equal to 0. The third one is the isobaric process. That means here we consider the pressure is always remains constant, and the change in pressure, that is delta P, is always equal to 0. That means it is a process in which the pressure of the system remains constant. That means the reaction taking place in an open vessel. For the open vessel, it always remains constant. Next one is the isochoric process. What do you mean by isochoric process? For the isochoric process, the volume remains constant. That is, the delta V is always equal to 0. The process in which the volume of the system remains constant. That is, heating a gas in a sealed container is the best example of isochoric process. Next one is the cyclic process. Cyclic process means it is a process in which a system, after undergoing a series of changes, returns to its initial state. Process in which a system which undergoing a series of changes and again returns to its original state or initial state, the overall process is called as cyclic process. For example, the Carnot cycle, which undergoes 4 stages, that is isothermal expansion, adiabatic expansion, isothermal compression, and finally it reaches to initial state via adiabatic compression. That means it possesses subsequent changes, but it again brought back to its original position, original state. Then it is the cyclic state. The next one is the reversible process. The process which is carried out infinitesimally slowly. Infinitesimally means very, or we can say that it is extremely slowly, so that the driving force is only infinitesimally greater than the opposing forces. It is called as the reversible process. That means a process which is carried out infinitesimally slowly, so that the driving force is only infinitesimally greater, very small content is greater than the opposing force, is called as reversible process, and the direction of process can be reversed at any point. It's the most important point. process can be reversed at any point. Direction will be changed at any point, making a small change in its variable like pressure. That means the ice melts when heat is absorbed. Ice melt when the heat is absorbed is also the reversible process. When ice melts, when heat is absorbed by it, the water so formed can be converted into ice if same amount of heat is withdrawn from it. Hence, process is reversible. A strictly reversible process cannot be realized in practice. Nevertheless, it is extremely useful in analysis of our problem of energy changes. The work produced in a reversible process is maximum, that is the W max. Therefore, the most important part of the chemical thermodynamic is the reversible process. We can always consider each and every step is reversible. That means the process which can be redirected at any point. So the reversible process is important to us. Next one is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. What do you mean by the zeroth law? We can say that we only know two laws. That means first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics. But when you consider first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics, zeroth law is the overall conclusion of the first and second law, and it is the basic law, and due to which we can say that the first and second law are established. Or it is named as not a third law of thermodynamics, it is called as the zeroth law of thermodynamics. What is the zeroth law of thermodynamics? Zeroth law of thermodynamics based on the thermal equilibrium. By consider two closed systems A and B, in which temperature of A, that is TA, is greater than the temperature of B, that is TB. If the two systems are brought together and physically joined but kept separate from each other, despite the connection, matter will not be exchanged between the two systems, but energy transfer will take place. Kept separate from each other, no connection, matter will not be exchanged between the two systems, but energy transfer will take place from one to another. As the energy transfer between two systems, the temperature will changes until TA is equal to TB. At this stage, at this point, we can say that the two systems are in thermal equilibrium. That means the temperature of both the systems becomes equal, same. One is higher temperature, second one is the lower temperature, but when you keep in touch with each other separately, only the energy can transfer from one system to another system till TA is equal to TB, and we can say that at that time the system is in thermal equilibrium. When TA is equal to TB, the system is happens. When we can say that the B system is in thermal equilibrium with the system C, closed system C, and they are again in thermal equilibrium with each other, that means TB is equal to TC, then we can say that they are also in thermal equilibrium. Energy can transfer from one system to another system, but there is no exchange of matter with each other. There is no exchange of matter is each other because the boundary is sealed in closed system. Boundary is sealed. Only energy can transfer from one to other. Therefore, the transfer of energy from one to system to another due to temperature difference is called as heat. We can say that the energy flowed from system A to system B. Further, if a third system C temperature Tc is in thermal equilibrium with the system A, then Tc is equal to Ta, or we can say that Tb is equal to Ta. Then the system C must be in thermal equilibrium with system B also. This idea can be applied to include any number of systems, but the basic idea illustrated by the three systems A, B, and C is summed up by a statement called as zeroth law. This is the conclusion, and the conclusion is named as a zeroth law of thermodynamics. What the conclusion, or we can say that what is the statement of the zeroth law of thermodynamics? If one of the three systems, or A, B, C, A and B are separately in thermal equilibrium with C, and A and B are also in thermal equilibrium with one another. That means we can say that A is in thermal equilibrium with C. Again, we can say that B is also in thermal equilibrium with C. When these two things are happen, that is A in thermal equilibrium with C, B is also in thermal equilibrium with C, then we can say that A is thermal equilibrium with B also. If three or more systems are in thermal contact each other to each by means of dithermal walls and are in thermal equilibrium together, then any two systems taken separately are in thermal equilibrium with one another. This is the concept, basic concept of the thermodynamics, and we already mentioned the first law and second law. Therefore, this is the basic and the base of the first and second law. It is termed as the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Therefore, it is called as the zeroth law. It is the basic conclusion for the thermodynamics, that is the thermal equilibrium. Okay. Next, we are going to study the concept of heat, work, and internal energy. What do you mean by the heat, work, and internal energy? You can say step by step. The two forms of energy can be exchanged between a system and its surrounding are heat and work. Two forms. These are the major two forms which can be exchanged between a system and its surrounding, and they are heat and work. Therefore, we can say that the energy is a thermodynamic property, whereas heat and work are not, but they become meaningful when some process is carried out. Then what do you mean by the heat? Heat is a form of thermal energy. Heat is a form of thermal energy that is obtained in a system. It can be transferred from hotter body to colder body always. If symbol is Q is given to heat, that means we can say that the small q is heat is absorbed or evolved by the system in the symbolical form. It is not the property of the system. It is present in the body as a thermal energy. This is the basic concept of the heat. What do you mean by the heat in thermodynamics? What are the characteristics of heat for the thermodynamics? First one, we can say that the heat is a algebraic quantity. It has a magnitude as well as a sign. Second, we consider that the heat stimulates random motion of atoms or molecules. Heat always stimulates random motion of atoms or molecules. Again, we consider heat appears only during a change in state of the system. Heat appears only during a change in a state of the system. Heat always flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. It always flows higher temperature to lower temperature, and we can say that the SI unit of heat is joule. Capital J is uh, symbolically designated for the heat unit. SI unit is joule. Then we can consider the work. What do you mean by the work in the chemical thermodynamics? In thermodynamics, we can say that work is defined as a quantity that flows across the boundary of the system. A quantity that flows across the boundary of the system during a change in its state and is completely convertible into the motion of the mass in the surrounding. Completely convertible into motion of mass in its surrounding. Therefore, work is another mode of energy transfer between the system and surrounding. What are the characteristics of the work in thermodynamics? Then we can say that the work appears only during a change in a system state of the system, initial state and final state. Work is an algebraic quantity also. It has also the magnitude as well as a sign as we can say that it is in heat. And the unit SI unit is work is also the joule. Next one point is the internal energy. So what do you mean by the internal energy? Thermodynamic system containing some quantity of matter has in itself a definite quantity of energy called a internal energy. This energy includes various types of energy components such as translational energy, rotational energy, vibrational energy, which together are taken as a thermal energies. And symbolically, we can say that the capital ET, ER, EV, these are the symbolical form of internal energy. Then it has a intermole and intramole energies, which are bonding energies, electronic energy, and nuclear energy are also the part of the internal energy. The total of the possible kinds of energies is also called as the internal energy. That means we can say that E total is equal to ET plus ER plus EV plus EB plus EE plus EN. That means translational energy plus rotational energy plus vibrational energy plus bonding energy plus electronic energy plus nuclear energy. Six types of energies which are collectively called as the internal energy. That is the total energy. That is the internal energy. The internal energy of a system is determined by the state of a system, and it is dependent of the path followed by the system. Hence, internal energy is a state function. The magnitude of internal energy depends on the mass of the matter contained in a system. Therefore, it is regarded as an extensive property also. The internal energy of the system is represented by symbol that is capital E, or sometimes it is also in capital U. Absolute value of the internal energy cannot be determined. We can't find out the absolute equivalent amount of internal energy because of the inability to determine the exact value of constituent energies such as translational, rotational, vibrational, etc. However, the determination of absolute value of internal energy is not of any significance in the thermodynamics. In thermodynamics, we are only concerned with the energy changes when a system changes from one state to another state. All these are about the some basic information about the heat, work and internal energy in the study of thermodynamics. Now we are going to study the sign conventions. What are the sign conventions of heat, work and internal energy? The symbol of heat, that is Q. Symbol of heat, that is Q. If the heat flows from surrounding into system, the energy of the system is raised. That means the system absorbs the energy from the surrounding. That means automatically the energy of the system is increased, raised. So it considered as a positive plus Q. If the heat flows from system to surrounding, the energy of the system is lowered, lost. So it is considered as a negative, that is minus Q. Then sign convention for work. The symbol for work is W, small w. If the work is done on the system, work is done on the system, that means known as a work of compression, the energy of the system is increased. So it is considered as a positive energy, that is plus W. If the work is done by the system, that is known as a work of expansion, then the energy of the system is decreased. So it is considered as a negative, minus W. Work done on the system and work done by the system. When work is done by the system, the work is always negative. The work done on the system, the work is always positive. That means heat enters the system, it is positive. Work is done on the system, W is positive. Heat leaves the system, heat is negative. Work is done by the system, expansion is takes place, then the W is negative. Then for we consider the internal energy, that is E1, we consider the internal energy of the system in its initial state, reactant, and E2 is the final state, that is the product form, reactant and product. In our convenience we can say that. Then the change in internal energy, that is delta E, is equal to E2 minus E1. Therefore we can say that what type of exothermic reaction is there. If exothermic reaction E1 is greater than E2, internal energy of the reactant is greater than that of the product. Internal energy of the reactant is greater than that of the product. Therefore, we can say that E2 minus E1 is always negative. In such cases, energy will be given out on the surrounding. Therefore, energy of the system decreases. Hence, the reaction will be always exothermic. When you consider E2 is greater than E1, then the internal energy of the product is always greater than the reactant. Therefore, the difference is always positive. Then in this case, we can say that the energy will be absorbed by the system from its surrounding. Therefore, the energy of the system will increase and the reaction will be endothermic. Therefore, for we consider cyclic process, we can say that in cyclic process, internal energy of the system assumed in its initial value after passing through a number of stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, or whatever the completion, because we have to brought back the process into original state. If all the internal energy changes, that is the delta E, in different stages of the cyclic process is sum up, then summation of delta E is always equal to 0. The SI unit of the system is joule, that is J. These are the some sign convention when the heat is positive, when the heat is negative, when the work is done by the system or work is done on the system. Whatever the positive work done, whatever the negative work done, when the energy decreased, when was the energy increased, what type of reaction is there, exothermic or endothermic reaction. For the cyclic process, the internal energy is always equal to zero or it remains constant. All these are the some basic concept terms involved for the thermodynamic study. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening me. In next part, we are going to study the first law of thermodynamics. Its expression, mathematical expression, then the concept of enthalpies, sign conventions, and many more. Thank you. Thank you very much.